I'm Amy.
And how long did it take you from start to finish to get divorced?
3 years.
Okay. And do you think there's any problems with the system as far as dragging the family into it and how long it takes to get divorced and how much it actually costs to get divorced here?
Oh, I think it's a major problem, but I think the problem is a lot of the lawyers drag it on. I think they cause a lot of problems. I mean, at least with me and my ex-husband, it became very acrimonious because lawyers started pushing the envelope, and you fight over nonsense after a while. Kids, money. Well, let's just say for what it cost us, we could have put our 3 kids through college and grad school.
Hello and welcome to my channel. I am the Anti-Woke Warrior, and what we're talking about today is some stories from the Suffolk County Divorce Court, Family Court, Suffolk County Family Court. She said right there she could have put her kids through graduate school. That's a pretty impressive statement. But this is all about how broken the system is when it comes to family court in the United States. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. If you watch the video to the very end, that would help the algorithm. Now let's get on to the video.
Hi, how are you? I'm Gary Jacobs with Long Island Backstory, and we're doing a story on the horrors of family court and divorce. Were you here today for divorce?
Sir, I've been going through a divorce since 2009. And it's all about money. And the Salamone law firm, if anybody's interested, you go to his website, you click on his pictures, and then you go Team Salamone. And if you think
This is a really appropriate picture for a professional lawyer to have on his site. I mean, really? If I were a public figure, a person who is going to be seen in the public eye, which I am, I'm a teacher. I mean, you don't even see me just because I don't want to have my face out there. But this is just totally inappropriate behavior, right? It's fine to do this, but don't have these pictures publicly available. Right? You do this in the privacy of your own home. The woman is a willing participant in this. You're allowed to engage in intimacy how the two of you see fit, as long as you're both willing adults, right? That's the law in the United States.
person should be representing people as a lawyer in the state of New York, then there's a problem. Also, Judge Krecker, who is my judge, has just told me that money, $20,000 that were destined for my child's welfare for Social Security, it doesn't matter. And I don't understand how anybody could say that in a judicial manner or using the law, that money can just disappear.
So I don't know what that's all about, but it sounds like $20,000 is just gone from this man's son, his life.
Let me ask this. Do you feel that as a father and as a man that you're being treated equally in court, or do you feel there's a bias against men in the court system here?
Absolutely. There is a definite bias against men in the court. That's all a woman has to do is come in and cry or say that you're abusive, you yell at them or something like that. And it's the only people that are getting by on this are lawyers. It's a cottage industry, and there's a lot of money to be made here.
There was a movie made years ago now called Divorce Corp. I'm going to do a review of it, and apparently that movie's all about how the system is about making money. This divorce system is all so that the lawyers can get money. And it's really tragic. I mean, you're dealing with people going through a really difficult situation, and it's about you getting money out of them. Ridiculous.
Actually, you mentioned that attorney. I understand if you look on his website, there's pictures of him driving Ferraris and fancy cars and women.
He has a Lamborghini, and there's pictures that are very, I would say, colorful. And not exactly pictures that you'd want your family to see or having anybody representing women. It's very, I would say, against women, the pictures that he has.
And how long, you said you've been going to this court for how long?
Since 2009.
And is there any end in sight?
If I pay a whole lot of money, and his legal fees, which according to the divorce decree, it says that you're both responsible for your legal fees. It doesn't say that you will be responsible because they sue you that you have to pay his legal fees.
So they're asking you now to pay your ex-wife's legal fees?
Yes, $10,000.
And did you suggest that maybe that comes out of the divorce settlement and she pays her own fees?
She's got over $100,000, plus she got $60,000 from Social Security, which I wrote about, which there is no money in her bank account. My lawyer, President Mildred McAlzack of Farmingdale, went through it and got the bank accounts, and there was no money in the bank accounts. The money was withdrawn. That's $60,000.
Let me ask this from start to finish, since you've been going, how much would you say this has cost you? And between your attorney's fees, your ex-wife's attorney fees, forensics, law guardians, how much would you say you spent in this court?
I'd say about $80,000, $90,000, or possibly even more. I'm 68 years old. I'll be 69 years old, and I do not feel that they're treating me in any way, shape, or form as a parent or as a human being.
All right, so he said that he has paid $80,000 or $90,000 in the time that the proceedings have been underway. Since 2009. Now this video was originally uploaded in 2015, so it's not like he's been doing this for 12 years. At most, it was 6 years. So for him, from 2009 to 2015, that's outrageous. You're spending that much money, and then they're expecting him to pay his wife's attorney's fees as well. No, I mean, and that's the way they do this. I knew a guy, he got divorced, and stuff that was his from before the marriage. He had purchased these items that were valuable before the marriage. They gave them to his wife, his ex-wife. It's crazy. If anybody's concerned about getting married in the United States, here you go.
What's your name?
Chris,
Chris, and what were you here for today in family court?
modification of child support.
I'm assuming that you're not here to modify it in an upward manner.
Yeah, no.
And why do you need to modify it? Is this something that you agreed to originally, or was this something that was ordered by the court?
Something that was ordered by the court on their behalf.
Okay, on their behalf?
Yeah.
And how long have you been paying?
Over a year,
Okay.
and now I'm trying to modify it, disabled, collecting disability, they're taking 75% of it.
The law is probably set up so that he was paying an amount, and that amount is now equal to 75% of his disability. So it's not like they're going there and saying, hey, you owe 75% of your disability because it's 75% of your disability. Okay, so there are some caveats on that. But the court needs to take this into consideration that, hey, look, I don't make as much money anymore. I need to pay less in child support. I wish I could pay more. I wish I could pay what I was capable of paying when we were married, but I'm not working anymore.
Oh, so you're left with 25% of your disability to live on.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Do you feel like you were, as a father, you were treated fairly today in the courthouse?
Absolutely not.
And did you feel like that at the beginning, or is this just because now that you're going in for the downward modification that you feel like they're not being fair to you?
It's the whole time. It's all about the women. It's a women's court. It's a women's world in the courthouse.
I'm going to fix what he just said there. It's not a woman's world in the courthouse. It's a woman's world everywhere in the United States. Women get things just handed to them. They have any kind of problem. Oh, we have to take care of you because you're a woman. And I understand that. That makes sense for perpetuation of the species. If, we want to make sure our young women are safe and healthy so that they can have babies. That's just part of our biological makeup that we want to do that as human beings. But when it comes to these women who are beyond the point of having children, we need to take a step back and go, okay, look, this woman has had her time. She's an adult now. We need to make sure that she's, treated fairly, or at least the men are treated the way that the women are, if you want to look at it from the other angle.
And how did it go today with the downward modification?
Just as I expected. Fill out these papers, have them served, come back.
Were you here with an attorney today, or were you representing yourself?
Representing myself. Can't afford an attorney.
I was going to say, left with 25% of your disability, there can't be much left to deal with. What about your ex-wife? Did she come in with an attorney, or did the child support unit help her try to get the money from you?
Child support unit helps.
Did you ever ask them for help in defending yourself, or you just here on your own?
I've asked for public assistance, the public defender, but being that they're taking me to court, I'm not entitled to it.
So there's no help for him, apparently. I don't know if he's exhausted all avenues asking for help or not, but yeah, it's a dog eat dog world when it comes to men in the court system. You just gotta buck up and hope you have enough money to cover your costs. It's crazy.
Wow, so she's on their behalf. They're fighting to get the money from you. So actually, the taxpayer is paying to have her keep you paying more money that you can't afford.
Pretty much.
Now, let me ask this: with this amount, I'm sure it's hard to live on. What happens if you can't keep up with this amount? Them taking 75%. How are you supposed to live?
I have no idea.
Did you bring that up in court, that you're only left with 25% of your disability, which I would assume that amount you're supposed to live on that amount? Now you're left with 25%. Did you discuss that with the judge today? Did she want to hear your situation and how you're going to live and how you're going to eat?
No, didn't want to hear anything.
That is outrageous. She didn't even want to hear his side of the story. Oh, you're a deadbeat. You just got to pay. I mean, this guy doesn't look like he's a deadbeat. Maybe he is, but he doesn't look like he's a deadbeat to me. And he's talking about being on disability. I'm assuming he's being honest. But the court is like, no, you owe this money because you're the father, because you were a bad person in the marriage, therefore it led to divorce. Because it's always the man's fault for everything in these situations, right? Women are just the poor victims when it comes to divorce. They're so put upon this evil man that they were living with that they chose to marry, and he drove her to cheat or whatever, and so she had to get a divorce. It's stupidity.
They just told me to fill out the papers, certify, mail them back to the court and to the mother of the children.
What's your name?
Rashad.
Rashad, what are you here for today?
A family court issue.
And for your son. And were you married to the son's mother?
No.
And do you feel, as a father, that you were treated fairly today?
No, I don't.
And so tell us a little bit about your story. What happened that makes you feel like you weren't treated fairly and equally as you would have to the baby's mother?
Well, first of all, I live with my baby's mother, and I take care of my son, so I don't think that it's fair that I should have to pay child support on top of that.
So he lives with the mother and the son. He lives with the mother of his child and his child, and he has to pay her child support. Is he like not paying anything towards the household expenses? I could understand if he was not paying anything. He's just like a deadbeat there. Like, I'm taking care of the kid and I'm not paying anything. But on the other hand, this is the system that we've had for generations. Women didn't work. It didn't contribute financially to the household, and they were not required to pay their husband for the privilege of having a child. So, you can't have it both ways, and that kind of sounds like what they're doing here. I can, like I said, I can kind of see maybe if he's not contributing anything financially, so they're like, all right, well, you still gotta pay rent or something if you're living there. Maybe it's his place, and the mother and his child are living in his place, so she's the one who needs to, kind of step up. I don't know.
So you're living with with your son, and the court is ordering you to pay child support.
Yes. Yes.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me neither.
So who initiated the child support order? Did the baby's mother take you to court for that?
No, actually, social service.
No, it wasn't even the mother. It wasn't even the mother doing this. But then you got this government, this bureaucracy in our government going, hey, you owe money because you're an evil man. It's just, you know what? If I were him, I would look into a discrimination lawsuit. It's like, you're coming after me just because I'm male.
And so they're getting involved in your personal life and making you give money. So you give money from one hand to the other hand?
Yes. Both hands.
That is
Baby mother and social service now.
So what do you think the reason for this? You think it's
He said he has to give money to social services. That's what I gather he said there. He's like, both hands, mother and social services.
a money issue that they're trying to, social services is trying to get money out of you? How do you explain why this is happening?
Well, I believe they're trying to get me to pay the money back that she owes them. That's my thing of it.
That's just a crazy story. And did you explain to the judge ever that you're living with your child?
Yes. Yes,
And what does the judge say?
she wasn't trying to hear me.
That's just unbelievable. I tell you, the viewers looking at this are going to think that this is just something that's so outrageous that it can't be true. But I'm here to tell you that stories like this happen every day. This is different, but it's just unbelievable that you're living with your child and the baby's mother, and the court is getting involved in your personal life and telling you how much to pay.
Hmm. It's ridiculous.
And do they care where the money goes, or do they just make you pay it to the baby's mother? And
No, I pay it to social service. My baby's mother doesn't see a bit of that money.
so the money doesn't even go to your child.
She hasn't seen any of it.
So there, yeah, he pays it to social services. He pays it to this government organization. Great, just because the mother of his child owes money to that organization. They're coming after him to get that money. And I mean, I can understand if they were married. Yeah, we don't have common law marriage in the United States anymore, so you can't use that as an excuse. The system is it's broken.
That's just a crazy story. And has she asked them to leave you alone and to say she's happy with the way things are?
Yeah, she wants to take me off for child support, and they're telling her social service is telling her that she can't.
Wow, that's just an unbelievable story. Well, thank you for telling us the story, and good luck to you. I hope that works out for you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wow. If you get married and you have children, good luck. It sounds like most of this was just over child stuff. So the message is to get a lawyer if you're ever dealing with child custody, child support payments, any of that sort of thing where you're parent-child legal issue. Don't get a lawyer if you're going through a divorce. Try to do it amicably. You should try to get a lawyer in most instances when you're dealing with the legal system because they're experts in this thing. Like if you ever get arrested, don't talk to the police, even if they have you dead to right. You just don't talk to the police at all because the lawyer might be able to reduce your sentence. So there's not incentive for people to get a divorce. There's especially not incentive for men to get a divorce, right? Because women are more likely to be the ones who benefit from that divorce out of the two people involved in it. It's really scary. I mean, that's why you see marriage rates dropping off. It's one of the reasons anyway. And I say that the the core of this issue is really the selfishness of women in our society. It's just they want to have their cake and eat it too. I don't really blame the women. They're brought up to believe this. Disney is more to blame than the women are, because Disney teaches women. All the movies are about, oh, look, you can be the greatest human being ever if you're female. You can have your cake, you can eat it too. You can have whatever you want, you're a little princess. For example, there's other things that are contributing to this as well. Disney's just working to exacerbate the problem. One of the factors that's exacerbating the problem. That is all I got for this time. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.